up the stream, it's the cash flow show. Every day I'm live and I let you know there's a better way to get that cash, not chasing clicks that disappear so fast. You gave your time to the algorithm, but the rules keep changing, you can't win them. You need a lane that you own for real, so your knowledge turns into a deal. On the cash flow path, yeah, we're breaking free from the rented reach and the mystery. Build your own space where your people stay, private community that pays your way. On the cash flow path, watch your value grow, turn your wisdom into profit. up the stream, it's the cash flow show. Every day I'm live and I let you know there's a better way to get that cash, not chasing clicks that disappear so fast. You gave your time to the algorithm, but the rules keep changing. You can't win them. You need a lane that you own for real, so your knowledge turns into a deal. On the cash flow path, yeah, we're breaking free from the rented reach and the mystery. Build your own space where your people stay. Private community that pays your way. On the cash flow path, watch your value grow. Turn your wisdom into profit flow. Every daily live, I'm laying it out straight. Over 40 creators, it's never too late. YouTube views, they rise then fall. Ads and brands, they can ghost your call. But when you own the room where you teach, your best buyers are within your reach. No hype talk, just a simple plan. Step by step, yeah, we walk it hand in hand. Our public feeds where you're just a guest, to your own platform where you're truly blessed. On the cash flow path, yeah, we're breaking free from the rented reach and the mystery. Build your own space where your people stay. Private community that pays your way. On the cash flow path, watch your value grow. Turn your wisdom into profit flow. Every daily live, I'm laying it out straight. Over 40 experts, it's never too late. No more waiting on a viral break. No more hoping that the sponsors pay. You got knowledge they can't replace. Time to move into your own safe place. Techniques simple like clear the noise. Show you tools that fit real lives and joys. You bring the fire, I bring the flame. We build a home around your name. On the cash flow path, yeah, we're breaking free from the rented reach and the mystery. Build your own space where your people stay. Private community that pays your way. On the cash flow path, watch your value grow. Turn your wisdom into profit flow. Every daily live, I'm laying it out straight. Over 40 creators, it's never too late. It's the cash flow path, come and take your turn on your income from the way you learn. Day by day on the live stream screen, we cash in on the value you've always been.
Hey, perfect timing. Welcome to this edition
Boot
of,
up the stream, it's the cash flow show.
sorry about that. Welcome to this edition of the Cash Flow Path. It is Sunday. I just want to say welcome to anyone who is new to our live streams here. If you have any questions, let me tell you how you can get those answered. All you need to do is you put a Q and a colon and then your question. And then we can answer that question. And if for some reason I don't have the answer to it, which is certainly possible, then I can easily get that information for you, and I can go ahead and I can make a video about it. So if you have any questions, you can do that. You can also you can tell us where you're from, where you're tuning in from. I am in central Pennsylvania. My name is Chuck, in case you don't know. And this is our daily live stream called The Cash Flow Path. Now, most of the time we talk really about the same things, but what we talk about is even more important this week than it has been in weeks past. And that's because YouTube came out with some new guidelines that are getting ready to start in February. And you can easily look those up yourself. But I want to share some of this with you because I just think that what they're doing to their creators is just, I'm not going to say it's criminal because, right, you voluntarily decide to participate, but I just don't think that they are setting their creators up for success. They always talked about being for the small creators, and now it's abundantly clear that they aren't for small creators. Who knows what these new guidelines are on YouTube? Anyone? If you don't know what these new guidelines are, let me look them up. I have a link to them. Let me go grab them real quick. Where are we here? We are there. Okay. And there it is. All right. So, and I'm going to try to summarize these for you because I know this stuff can get kind of crazy, but I want to summarize these for you. Now, the first part you probably don't even care about, and that is that it was launched almost 20 years ago. It remains the only program that pays creators consistently, transparently, at scale. I would disagree with that, but over 3 million creators are currently in the program. But when you consider how many people are making content on YouTube, that isn't a lot, which means the vast majority of people aren't making money on YouTube, or they aren't making very much on YouTube. And part of the reason they're not is the threshold is so high. And then the other part is the fact that most people are measuring and trying to grow the wrong things. And this is the thing that's going to certainly penalize people in the future is these new guidelines. Now, the first one isn't really a big deal. Premium Light is now expanded to all countries where YouTube offers YouTube Premium. And if you don't know what YouTube Premium is, it minimizes the amount of ads that you see on your feed, and it just keeps you in content consumption mode for more often. But the subscription offers unlimited offline and backline viewing of most content. And again, that's not the big part of this. But the major difference now is for YouTube Shorts, we're hearing that they are now updating how they distribute Shorts revenue to reward creators. And beginning February 1st, you need 10 million Shorts views over a 90-day period to be eligible, which means if you don't have that, you're not going to monetize your YouTube. If you don't have that, there's one other category that you can qualify in, and even that one is getting just downright ridiculous. So channels below this threshold remain in what they call the YouTube Partner Program, and they only earn on long-form content. Now, Shorts generally do get more views than long-form because obviously they're easier to consume, so more people will actually do that. But those people will continue to earn on long-form. However, here's the problem. They want to tell you about Shorts views and over 1 billion hours of watch time on TV every day, yada, yada, yada. Yes, that is all true. But here's the new criteria. Well, right now, let's go back for a second. Right now, the criteria on YouTube is you have to have what's called 4,000 watch hours. 4,000 watch hours. Now, by comparison, I've got about 116. So I'm nowhere near that threshold, and that's why I know that I'm not monetized, but I also don't care. I could care less about being monetized by YouTube. But the threshold is now 4,000 hours, and that has been this way for a long time. And you can see I am literally, 1/40th from reaching that threshold, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. And again, I don't care because that's not how I make money. I don't rely, and I don't suggest that you rely on views and subs. That is not the way to make money. That's the way YouTube wants to tell you to make money, but that's not the way to make money. The best way to make money is to have something that gets people off of what I like to call, if I can find it here, the superhighway. And if you're watching on vertical, you're not going to get this slide. I apologize. But all the internet is a superhighway of distraction, entertainment, and confusion. And that's because you're renting the platform and you have no say over anything. You don't control who sees your stuff. You don't control how often they see it. You don't control how many views you get. You don't control how many subscribers you get. And there's no correlation between those views and subscribers. None. Because I know a lot of people with very tiny audiences on YouTube, and yet they're making $3,000, $4,000, $10,000 and more dollars a month. But the reason they're doing that is because they have a place to send people off of the platform. See, because the platform is rented, just like the highways that you drive on. They're rented. You don't control those. You don't own that highway. If they wanted to shut down that highway and make it impossible for you to travel, they could do that, and you have no recourse. Same thing on internet, right? Same thing on all these platforms, YouTube included, even though I love YouTube. And I'm not saying don't make content. I'm saying don't rely on the platform to pay you. Because again, the algorithm decides endless content. It's a never-ending stream of competition. But a place you own, a room that you control, is the off-ramp. That's how to get people from this super information highway where they're going 80 miles an hour to an off-ramp where they slow down and they pay attention. That's called a community. And your community is the income you own. The community is ownership, right? Ownership is the key. And there's nothing about YouTube that you own. Zero. You own nothing. Now, what's about to happen, just to show you even more that you don't own it, what's about to happen is the fact that they're about to change these guidelines from 4,000 watch hours to, are you ready for this? 8,000 watch hours in a 365-day period, or 20 million qualified shorts views in a 90-day period. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 public qualified watch hours. And I don't know the difference, honestly, between a qualified watch hour and an unqualified. Nobody's ever been able to figure that out or explain that to me. Or 20 million shorts views in a 90-day period. And let's get incredibly real here, guys. Nobody's getting 20 million shorts views in a 90-day period. Unless you are a massive, massive creator, you're not going to hit that threshold. You're very unlikely to even hit 8,000 watch hours. Because that would mean people would have to consume hundreds and hundreds of your shorts, or they would have to consume hundreds of pieces of your long form content. And almost everyone on your list would have to consume almost every video that you do all the way through to get those qualified watch hours. So it's damn near impossible now, starting February 1st. But if you go another route, there's a solution to this problem, and it's called a community. This is what a community looks like. This is what ownership looks like. You have a community, you have a classroom, you have a calendar, you have a leaderboard, and you have the explanation of what the page is about. This is way more in depth than your YouTube bio. Now, you can still use YouTube, and like I said, I strongly encourage you to use YouTube. But I don't use YouTube to get followers and views, or subs and views. I use YouTube to let people know I have some place that I own. Because the whole point of ownership is to create deeper connection. It is to put them in an environment where they're around other people that want to learn what you're teaching. And then you control it. You have a place that you own. And that's the problem with most people, is the reason they don't make any money is because there's nothing for sale on YouTube. There's no way to accept money on YouTube. There's no way to tell people what your offer is other than a link that takes them away from YouTube, and they're very unlikely to click that link. But if you get people inside of a place that you actually own, then they get to see what you have to offer. And what's great about Skool, and by the way, this is called Skool, Skool, not School, like the one you grew up going to. But this is a place that you own. So you have an about page. That about page can have static images like this. It can have videos like this. And then it has a description. And then it has what's called about page copy. And what you're doing with this about page copy is you're just telling people who it's for and why they should be there. What is it they're going to get out of being in your community? Again, that you own. You 100% control it. And unlike your social media or your YouTube, because I don't really consider YouTube to be social media, but unlike that, everything that is posted inside of your community, every single member of your community is notified that it was posted and gets an opportunity to see it. And you can do things by new. Or you can do things by default. Or you can do things by top, i.e. the number of comments on something. Or you can do things by all sorts of things, right? So this is the place that you own. And what this does is this helps create a conversation. Because on YouTube, you can't create conversations. People make a comment, you might make a comment back, and that's the end of it. But if you have a place that you can send them off the platform, see, YouTube is your storefront, or YouTube is your front door, but it's not a storefront. It doesn't help you. So you want to get people off of the platform. A 340 view video that gets you 3 members to your paid group is worth way more than a video with 25,000 or 150,000 views. So it's about something that you own. And what I like about it is, like I said, you have community, you have classroom, because you can't create a classroom on YouTube. And all the other places you can create classrooms, the platform itself is crap. It doesn't hold a candle to Skool. Skool has 27 million users. Skool has 160 different groups that you can join. So it's like a solar system of education and connection with other people. And it can be anything you want it to be. For example, let's go to what if you like crocheting? Where's my girl? There's somebody here who is doing an amazing job. I am trying to find her. Where is she? That's interesting. She's not even in the first page of Discovery. But if you put it in Fantasy Crochet, because it's called the Fantasy Makers Guild. Now look what Lizzie did. Lizzie likes fantasy fiction, right? Like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and a bunch of other things. And I don't understand any of these because I'm not a fantasy fiction guy. You probably do. Or I don't know, is that like a Super Mario character? I have no idea, because again, this is not my thing. But what she's done is she's taken her love for fantasy fiction and combined it with her love of crochet and her knowledge about crochet. And she's got a very unique community with 250 members, and it's a $15 a month community. Welcome to the Fantasy Makers Guild, a cozy realm for fantasy lovers, yarn crafters, and amigurumi makers to crochet the stories they cherish. It is a super small, what we call niche, but it's making money. Because all she did is she took two things. She took one thing she loves and another thing that she's good at, and she combined them. It's a brilliant idea because only people who are interested in those two things are going to visit that community. And the other thing is, if you're interested in those two specific things, you're going to walk into that community and you're going to be like, I've found my people. I don't ever want to leave this place because these people think like me. They're interested in the same things as me. And that's what we all want. That's what a community is. A community is just simply a place where people with common likes and dislikes and interests can gather. That's all a community is. But it's way stronger than YouTube. Because if you look at her, she doesn't even have any sort of social media, but yet she's still growing, right? She's still growing her thing. With 251 members, $15 a month. So why can't you do something like this? What's stopping you from doing something like this? I'll tell you what's stopping you. Number one, you don't think you have anything that someone would be willing to pay for. That's number one. Number two, you're not even sure what you might have. And number three, you don't know how to build it or promote it. Well, that's where my community comes in. The cash flow path is your proven method of how to monetize something you know without relying on YouTube. We don't rely on YouTube here. It's nice to get views on YouTube, but it's nicer to get people to leave YouTube and go to the place that you actually own. So that's why I developed the cash flow path, where we have a community of people. Like, for example, this guy talks about, this guy's got an offer with Procrastination. He's a brand new member of our community. He's from Canberra, Australia, right? There is Tori. Tori is from Florida, not far from where I used to live, and she's helping women and families thrive with affordable classes on wellness and budgeting. Then you got my friend Kathleen, who is a best-selling and international award-winning author. And she is teaching women how to take control of their nervous system and how to just feel like they're not so tired and not so unworthy. Who else do we have in here? There's Kathleen again. Who else do we have? Of people that have posted recently. I'm looking to people. Kathleen is very active in our group, and that's why Kathleen's getting results. Because Kathleen actually goes through all the material, and she does the homework, and then she posts her homework. And like I said, she has been the most active person probably in the last month or so. And you can see how people are the most active because you can have a leaderboard. And look, Kathleen is the most active in the last 30 days. She's the most active all time. She has far surpassed our number 2 person. And then Tori is our most active person in the last 7 days. And she's only been in the group for 6 days so far. So Tori's off to a great start. So you got the leaderboard, you got the classroom, you've got a calendar, Because right now, if I wanted to, I could go into the community. I could say I'm going live. And then I can join this call and I would be broadcasting live. So any one of my 87 members could jump into that call and they would be able to speak with me live. Just like you're able to watch my content, although you can't speak with me live here on YouTube. But that's what the cash flow path is. It is $7 a month after a free trial. So you get 7 days to check it out, see if it's for you. And inside there, we have templates and we have tools and we teach you how to do things, because knowing what it is you're trying to accomplish and the very specifics that you're going to use. See, what a lot of people do is they're like, okay, I want to have a group and okay, who's it for? Well, it's for everybody. Everybody is not what we call an avatar. Everyone is not an avatar. You have to be specific to people. So that's what we have. It's called the Cash Flow Path. It's free for 7 days. After that, it's only $7 a month and it's canceled at any time. And you're not going to know whether or not it's for you unless you get on the inside and take a 7-day free trial, because you wouldn't buy a car without test driving it and you wouldn't buy a house by just looking in the windows. So get in there, take a test drive, and we would love to see you in there and help you build something like this, which is a place you own, because you own nothing on YouTube and you have a very low likelihood of monetizing here on YouTube, especially when these new things go into effect in February. So jump inside the cash flow path. That's your antidote to these new changes on YouTube. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great afternoon. We'll talk to you soon.
Load up the stream. It's a cash flow show. Every day I'm live and I let you know there's a better way to get that cash. Not chasing clicks that disappear so fast.